Let's talk about productivity and periods while I draw a vampire.
Productivity is a strange and unconquerable beast, an evil god that can never be satiated, that always requires more, regardless of how hard you work to please it. It is a god I want to please, because I want to create as many things as I can, but what I so often lack is productivity's equally evil sibling, the treacherous motivation. A lot of people will tell you that motivation is not something you should chase or wait for, that it's something you need to learn to live without, so that when it comes and goes, as it is so wont to do, you can still create, even in its absence. I do agree with that, but something I don't hear a lot of people talk about is not the way in which motivation comes and goes, but in the transition between the coming and going. If you have a, shall we say, turbulent monthly cycle like me, then you might be familiar with what I'm talking about. Once a month, typically during the time in which I am in the most pain and discomfort, I will suddenly be blessed with an absolute avalanche of motivation, and I will work and create and achieve so many creative feats, and all the while I'm thinking things like, I've solved it. I've achieved creative enlightenment. I'll never be lazy or lacking in motivation or burnt out ever again. And I think things like, if this is what I'm feeling when I'm in pain for a week, think about what I'll accomplish once my period is done. I'll be unstoppable. But then the week passes, and in the time after that, I crash creatively. I lose all of my will, and all the projects I began or that I was working on seem terrible and ghoulish, and I can't stand to look at them. And I feel like shit, because I was supposed to have overcome myself. I was supposed to have achieved something. Where did all of that energy go? It was right there and I lost it. I don't know if this is relatable to anyone else. One thing I struggle with is emotional object permanence. Essentially, if I'm feeling happy in the moment, then I feel like I'll always be happy, and that any feelings of sadness or anger that I experienced before were fake and something I made up. But if I'm unhappy, then I guess I'll just never be happy ever again. Obviously, that's not true, and it's something I've been trying to rectify when I notice I'm going down those kinds of paths, whether I'm euphoric or extremely depressed. And yes, I am on birth control. It's so much worse when I am not on birth control. The good news is that I think I might have come up with a solution. It's something a lot of artists have used throughout history. It gives you motivation, energy, and it keeps you productive. You make new connections, you get to have new experiences, you even lose weight. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called cocaine.
If you're curious what the flowers represent, I chose rosemary and bergamot blossoms to match his canonical cologne smell, red roses for sensuality, and orobanchi, this really interesting leafless albino plant that's basically the vampire of the plant world. Just don't look up its other name. It's a little unfortunate.